help us out. If you want merch, buy it. We'll send it to you. So 3 days of
3 days of straight
300
packing.
plus merch orders.
Yeah, 300?
Over 300, merch orders.
That's insane.
And condensed everything into, I think, one box was left at the end.
Yeah.
And we took that on the airplane home.
You serious? Only one box left?
Yeah, only one box left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whenever I need music gear, I always go to sweetwater.com. If it's mics, headphones, or studio and recording gear, Sweetwater has you covered. Next time you need any music gear, support the podcast by using the link in the description and comment section below. Sack the Kid, we are rolling. We're rolling. What's up, Bon? We rolling, Bon?
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
What's up, Vaughn? Nice.
Man, straight from LA traffic and rush hour. I appreciate to have Defeated Sanity here.
Hell yeah. Stoked
Lille,
to be here.
Jacob, thank you, man, for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having.
Yeah, so someone came straight from the airport.
Yeah,
It was-
technically we all did. I was the driver, and
Got it.
Vaughn flew in today. Lila flew in last night. So I already made 2 trips to the airport.
Wow.
I'm going to make a 3rd trip to get our singer Josh after this.
Josh is currently your singer in the air
He's
right now.
currently in the air as we speak. Yes.
Whoa,
Yeah.
your singer's fucking flying, dude. Holy shit. My goodness. All right, so who's booking the flights? Can't you
That
schedule?
would be me.
Okay, so why
Yeah.
didn't you schedule like
I
around
don't
the same
know.
landing?
Normally, I try to do it that way. So, first of all, we all come from different places, so that makes it hard.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, I try to get the flights really close together so I can only make one run.
Yeah.
In this case, it was simply we've been fucked over so many times by airlines, delaying flights, losing our bags, pushing things really, really close to the beginning of a tour. So, you think you're safe booking the flight like 2 days out before the tour, but then shit happens. And then the person gets there a day late, and then the bag gets delayed, or the guitar or something. And it's just like, because he had the longest way out from Germany, I wanted him to be even an extra day earlier, just to get that one extra buffer day. And then really, Vaughn, he came from New York, so he's got the second longest flight, so he flew in earlier. But really, that wasn't a consideration. I think it just panned out that way this time for some reason. And it's fine. I mean, I knew I'm local now since I live here now and I have a car. It's easier for me to make extra trips. It's not like other times where we have to like get a taxi every time somebody lands or So this time it's easier because I can have my car around and drive people places.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really smart thing to do to have someone, I mean, Lila coming from Germany 2 days earlier as opposed to one. Because
Yes.
for one, you're really close, dude.
Yeah, you are.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Yeah.
with our experience, like losing gear, or it
Always
doesn't make
something.
it luggage. You don't have underwear. It's just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
Yep.
Been there a couple of times.
You've been there. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It'll happen to somebody else in the band. I'm like, that's what you fucking get. It's never happened to me. Knock on wood, I just drink myself, whatever.
Yep. Now it will happen. Now you know it.
It's like, man, your underwear is gone.
You'll think back to this conversation.
I will, actually. So, Jacob, when did you... So you're based out of here now, right?
I am based out here now, yes.
Wow. When did you make that move?
About 5 years ago, I think. 5 and a half.
You came from...
Been a minute. Germany.
You came straight from Germany.
Yeah, I moved. Well, I had a little stopover in the Bay Area, so I moved from Germany to San Jose. A year and a half later, I moved to LA.
Okay.
So LA proper, that's where I live now.
You probably first went to San Francisco, Impales there, exhumed, bigger thrash.
Good thought.
I
Good thought.
got to go there.
25 years late, but yeah.
Hey, it's never too late.
Yeah, no, it was really just, personal reasons. My wife, she lived there at the time, and she was
Okay.
obviously a primary reason I moved over here in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, well, it's family matters. So that
Yeah.
brought me here, and then just kind of realized that there's a lot more going on in LA when it comes to music and entertainment, and I work in entertainment on top of playing music. So it's just like LA seems to be the spot. So went down here and stayed.
Great. I'm glad. It's great to hear you made that, because that's a big move, man. And I get excited when someone in a band, especially in our chosen field of genre, is like when they live in LA, it's like obviously there's a stigma, but man, it still has the magic.
Yeah.
It's just undeniable. When I don't live in LA, but I'm around it, I'm like, I'll talk to this person, and I'll learn something here, and then just.
It's a big, dirty city, and I don't have to love it to be able to appreciate certain things, and also just seize the opportunity at the same time. And I have a lot of friends here now, so that's the great thing. Like it's just a big city with a lot of, like a city this big, you're gonna find people with common interests. People move there or are native there, whatever. It's just the smaller the place, the harder it is to find like-minded people. So LA has just a bit of everything, and brutal death metal is just one of those things. You'll find people who are into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now more than ever. It seems like death metal is blowing up, dude. It's sick.
Seems like, yeah.
You know? Which, I mean, to segue, this is perfect time to segue, you guys are actually in town because you started a tour in 2 days.
Yeah, that's right.
This drops Monday, so you can promote the whole tour now.
Oh, sick. Yeah. By Monday, we'll have played 4 shows already or something. So, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going to Phoenix, Oklahoma City, Houston, Austin, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, El Paso, San Diego, the Brick by Brick, and back to Los Angeles at the Knitting Factory, which I think is brand spanking new.
Yeah. It is.
I've heard of that a couple of times.
It's old, and it was closed down, and then they remodeled it, moved it, I think.
I guess so.
And reopened it.
Actually, I just saw that we're playing that. I'm like, oh, okay. So I finally get to know that place.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not the same place.
But it's not the same place.
No, it's not.
I don't think so.
It's not.
But I've heard of that. It's been around.
I
right?
only learned about this recently because I'm not LA native, but I've just heard that it used to be in Hollywood, I think. And now it's in North Hollywood, which is, not Hollywood, but still has Hollywood in the name.
Okay, all great.
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah.
It's not Hollywood, but it's Hollywood.
Really not Hollywood, but it has Hollywood in the name.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, you're playing the legendary Chain Reaction here in 2 days. It's fucking badass, man. That's where I saw you guys the second time.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was there. I popped in just for you guys.
And
no way.
And
I left.
I saw Denny that night, and your other guitarist's name?
Mark, yeah.
Mark, yeah, he was there. I didn't run into you.
I popped in during the set, and then I left during.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the rare, I came from another show just to see you guys.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I feel honored.
Cool.
That show was one of the few shows where you could actually miss a person being there because so many people were there.
It was a great turnout, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a good show.
It was crazy. That was, also merch
First
sales.
show? No, second show of the tour, that tour.
We started in San Diego. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It must be so cool for you guys because obviously we're still the post-pandemic. So for you guys to come back and have such an awesome, reaction and great turnout is awesome.
It was very relieving. Yeah, very relieving.
I think that San Diego show was the first show after the whole Corona thing for me.
Yeah.
So we jumped right in. And
2 years almost to the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly 2 years, huh?
Almost. It was minus 2 weeks maybe. 2 years almost from the last show in 2020 to the first show in 2022.
Whoa.
So 2 year hiatus. Forced hiatus,
Forced hiatus.
Yeah, I think pretty sure we were maybe one of the last 3 shows before the pandemic.
Yeah.
They literally forced us to go home. We were on tour when the whole shutdown happened.
Of course.
We played as much as we could, and they were like, now go home. Everything is closed.
Where were you guys?
Detroit was the last show.
Detroit.
Mm-hmm. The Sanctuary. Yeah.
Damn. So you flew home from there?
Ish, yeah. Ish. Well, we had a 5-day hunkering down at a friend's Kyle Kreisman from Gorgasm.
Nice.
His basement, and he helped us out a lot. We're able to get our shit in order. We had merch up to the wazoo, of course, because the tour had just started. And we're like, what do we do with $15 of merch? We have to go home. Yeah. What do we do with all this merch? Big logistical problem. So he was like, you know what? Just come here. You can pack orders if you need to ship stuff. So we did a big Facebook call hey, help us out if you want merch. Buy it. We'll send it to you. So 3 days of
3 days of straight
300
packing.
plus merch orders.
Yeah, 300?
Over 300, yeah, merch
It was
orders.
insane.
And condensed everything into, I think, one box was left at the end.
Yeah.
And we took that on the airplane home.
You serious? Only one box left?
Yeah, only one box left.
Wow.
Yeah, it was absolute madness. It was like an assembly line of merch packing. It
Yeah.
was crazy. At Kyle's place.
So you just made like a post and like people were like
Yeah.
reacting to it.
Because everyone was...
Supporting.
All the people that were gonna come out to the show and buy the merch, they were like, okay, well, I can't see the show now. I can still buy a piece of merch and support the guys in a shitty situation. So super grateful that happened.
That is a really great thing about our fan base as far as like the death metal fan base. Like people that want merch will like really want that merch. You know? So like, hey, I mean, I'm gonna buy that shirt.
Yep.
I remember going on eBay and like I'll be like, oh, I want those like Devourment shorts I can't find, but they'll be like, I'll be bidding and it goes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa, dude, this is crazy.
Always somebody with a deep pocket who wants it more than you. Yeah.
Man, share that deep pocket with me. God, man, I'm broke over here. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always great seeing like bands like us just survive that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Survival it was, yeah.
that's nuts, dude. But thank God it flew by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very happy that's in the past and we can laugh about it now.
I know.
Yeah.
Such a I seen you guys twice. So
Where was the first time, by the way?
I saw you at Stages.
Santa Ana, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It literally is a mile down the street.
Uh-huh.
It's the closest venue to this place. At the time, it was called Malone's.
Malone.
Yes,
Yeah.
That
with the
rings a
2
bell.
stages.
Yeah, and I think I went there to meet Dan Kenny again.
Yeah.
Right. He was there, yeah. He was there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I want to see him.
Uh-huh.
As I went, and something fucked up happened to you guys, which made me kind of rethink how we handle our merch. I was at the bar.
Yeah.
I'm at the bar just drinking, and I think a chick comes up to our crew with a bunch of Defeated Sanity t-shirts.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
I
you guys,
remember
hey, you guys want any shirts? We're like, something kind of irked me weird. I'm like, why do you have all those shirts with you? I said, no, it's fine. And then they went outside to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think one of you guys came up to us. I think it was Josh.
It wasn't me because I didn't see that entire incident. I just heard about it later.
Yeah, I didn't hear about the incident. Like, you came to me and Danny, I think, and it was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
someone's just giving away your shirts." And yeah, I guess she must have grabbed.
Dude, so dumb.
Yeah,
Like literally, like you're gonna just try to hustle them at the show to
Oh
other
my
people.
goodness.
Like,
but she wasn't even selling them. She was
giving
just
them away?
giving them away, right?
Yeah.
okay, now that's evil.
Yeah,
It was so confusing. Like I was like, why do you have all those shirts?
yeah,
You know, then I think it was Dan went up to you. It was like, yeah, someone's giving away all your shirts. Someone went behind the table and literally grabbed a big handful of shirts of you guys.
Yeah, I do remember that at one point somebody came to me with a T-shirt and was like, "Yeah, somebody gave it to me," and yeah, you know, I wanted to. I want
crazy.
to make sure you have it back. You know,
that's really fucking
nuts.
crazy.
What if she came up to you guys? Hey, you guys want a shirt?
Yeah, right.
It's like, wait a minute. I know those bands. These guys suck.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my goodness.
And pretty,
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
Like that's why you should probably get a merch guy with you. It's like
Slash security.
yeah, we was very busy that night, I think, and it was like probably someone had to do something and leave the merch for a while, and then it's usually safe to do,
Usually people are honest.
Usually-
Yeah, of course.
but I mean, there you got one person. And, I don't know, maybe we lost like 50 euros worth of
Oh, okay.
maybe.
I don't even remember.
No, I don't remember, but I mean,
Less than in Indonesia that other time.
oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
That's a different story. That involves a similar tactic, though.
yeah.
Really, someone just grabbed merch and just left?
I think it was multiple people just
It was
grabbing it.
It was pretty
Yeah.
crazy because
You directly were there that time, right?
I was
Yeah.
kind of the one fucking up, I guess. So it was Indonesia, Bandung, and we got like these shirts from there. Like he gave us these like this plastic bag full of shirts, and they were all wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, individually.
Yeah. And I don't know. I remember some guy supplied the trigger for the bass drum in at that show, and I was like, "Hey man, thank you," and then I like opened the bag and gave him, or I think I threw him the one shirt, like, thanks for letting me use the trigger and stuff. And then, I don't know, it happened really quick. Then, like, legions of Indonesians just started grabbing
an army
until it was gone.
Yeah.
It was like, no, it costs money. No, it's not for free. I think they thought it might have been for free because they gave that one guy the shirt.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. But anyway, so
until it was gone,
they took it and I was like, "Hey, hold on, man!" And it's like, but they were all like,
too late,
going into each corner of the room, and it's like they were gone. It was like I was thinking about like, oh, should I just run after them or kick someone's ass, or I don't know. But
it's hard with the language barrier. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you say?
What do you say? Exactly.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's when you.
Some people came back with T-shirts though that time as well. I feel like I remember some people were like bringing back T-shirts. I don't know if they were the ones taking them or that they found them or took them from someone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one or two even paid after they heard like it
wasn't a huge deal. It's just
yeah.
It happens.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Lille, like, I mean, you've been in a band for such like a long time, man, since 93.
Yeah.
It must be a trip for you to see like how far like the band's gone playing such like extreme shit. You're talking like Defeated Sanity is one of the most like heaviest bands I've ever heard.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. So it's cool to see you guys still around and doing it, man.
Yeah, it's been a trip, and it's like it feels like especially since I was around since I was like fucking 11 years old. You know, it's like this kind of it's always going up. You know, like I want to say the last time we played in Anaheim, for example, that was like the biggest hype kind of we've ever had, and I know it was just a very slow. It was like this. Was just like slow and steady.
Not hares, we're turtles. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah,
for real.
That's kind of what I feel like for us, anyways. There was never that huge like hype. It was always a little more
steady.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. I mean, I say this in my band a lot too. It's all about being a turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Just follow that slide, like the slide is like it's not.
Yeah.
It feels like nothing in a weird way sometimes, but like you're still just going up and
it makes the foundation so much stronger because a lot of bands, they get a lot of hype and then they just are gone just as quick as they, blew up. And so if you go slow and steady, you're also standing on that solid foundation, and the longer you're in the game, the more diverse is your crowd because now we have people ranging from 15 to 60, that listen to us. They maybe started listening to us 15 years ago when they were in their 40s. Now they're, so you're like building that diverse foundation through the amount of time you put in, and it's really good. I like it.
Yeah, it's scary is not the word, but like, I guess I'll start over you. Like, did you like? Obviously, like we have very similar mindsets and visions with your music and the band. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna just go. But like, when you were a kid or when you first had this band, did you did you have the vision like, okay, we're gonna play ultra brutal death metal, and then just stay with it?
Yeah, I don't know. It changes, of course, because let's talk about '93. That kind of brutal stuff wasn't even around. Like back then, like the heaviest was Cannibal Corpse, I guess, for example, and just death and all that stuff, but yeah, it's like I saw when like the Deeds of Flesh and Disgorge and all that stuff came, and you know, whatever Origin, or you know, like fast stuff, and everything got more extreme, you know. So it's just like, for me, it's like an update, and you can just decide, hey, do you want to do this kind of thing? Or, I mean, I guess we could have started writing breakdowns too, or something, you know, when the deathcore thing came. But like, you decide to update your sound, or you leave it, you know. But it's yeah, I don't know. For me, in '93, it was all about that music, like just like thrash metal, death metal, even prog, you know. All these things just played together, and it just changed with like the big sensations that came, you know, like to update the music. So 93 is one thing, and then maybe 2000 is like these kinds of bands impress you and stuff. But in reality, I feel yeah, it just stayed like in the old spirit, really, like in the death metal spirit. And you're just like, I don't know, it's like with a car or something. What kind of cars are driving around now, and which kind of cars were driving around in the 70s, you know? It's just like you go with the times.
Yeah.
Sounds like you. It sounds like you've. I mean, you guys are a very authentic band, you know, and especially in like, it sounds like you had like what you wanted to do, but you also like let it evolve.
Yeah.
You know, in like the death metal like sense, because I mean, no one really like combines prog like has that progressive sound with brutal, ultra brutal death metal with like some interesting, unique rhythm choices, and your guys' timing is it's only you guys can do it. You know, only like
we're trying.
Yeah, well, you're fucking doing it. It's crazy. I mean, I was listening to your new record yesterday, the one that came out in 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the timing?
Yeah. Where's the one?
I was like, because me, I'm very barbaric, like, you know, 4/4, and then that's all I got. You know.
Yeah.
But you guys, man, you have like your own unique sound, but it's still very authentic. You know, so it sounds like you guys just this is our sound, and boom.
I think that's mostly this guy. Like, I was super into crazy avant-garde-ish death metal, like Cephalic Carnage and that kind of stuff. I was super into that, but you know, it's still fairly normal compared to the influences that him and Wolfgang brought into the band, because, you know, the jazz stuff, you know, it just that is what you're describing, where it's like, where's the timing? What's going on? Why is every instrument playing something different? You know, so that's something that they over just a lot of time really kind of, you know, perfected. And then you know, when I came in, I just really was like, okay, what can the bass, you know, where can that fit in? So still working on trying to teach these old dogs some new tricks every time we bring out a new album. It's not easy, but we just don't want to repeat. So it's, you know, by looking for ways to do something new, you automatically, out of necessity, have to become a little bit more out there, I guess, with the ideas. Yeah.
That's what it feels like for me, to write a really, like, it's almost like harder to write a really fresh 4/4 like slam or maybe breakdown or whatever, you know. It's like to come up with that and sincerely think so, like, oh, this is really good for 4/4. It's I feel it's harder, you know. It's like and if it happens, I'm really happy about it, to have something really simple but fresh and still hard hitting, you know.
It's the hardest to do.
It's so hard because everybody's doing it and has been doing it for so many decades. How do you write a catchy 4/4 riff that's fresh in 2023? You know,
Yeah.
it's like the hardest thing. So
Man.
the more notes you put in, the more odd time stuff you put in, and polyrhythmic, the almost easier it seems to do something new and original in a way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you guys said it, man. That's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, how do you keep it fresh and when I guess back in our day when we're playing a certain type of heavy music, there wasn't so many bands doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now in 2022, 2023, we have so many bands,
Yeah.
dude. Younger bands that are like in their teens doing what we're doing. Like, okay, now we gotta practice and
Stiff competition everywhere.
I
Yeah.
know, man. It's like, how do you keep it fresh? And you guys are fucking fresh,
The
Yeah,
kids, the young kids, they're like, they grow up with us and with you guys now. They're starting out at this level,
That's crazy,
it's
huh?
like we started out with listening to, I mean, you especially,
Yeah.
like Megadeth and whatever was around,
Yeah.
Sure, there was some Sepultura involved, but, like each generation starts out with already the next step of the evolution. So then the old guys have to be like, holy shit, what can we now bring to the table to compete with that?
I never thought about that. Well, you're right. Like people that are listening, I mean, a kid listening to music now, like they're gonna hear Suicide Silence first, and then they're gonna hear the Beat of Sanity first, and that's their fucking starting point. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Then what's gonna be from 10 years from now? 15.
Yeah, we're gonna be dad rock in 10 years.
Oh, we're gonna be on the radio. Holy shit, dude! I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how evolution, you just can't stop it.
You can't.
No.
So Lille, you got first in like Megadeth first, or like what was your first?
Yeah, man. It was. I seriously started listening to metal music. I really got serious about it when I was 6 years old. Like it was like I had my Masters of the Universe toys first. He-Man and stuff.
That's pretty
And then-
metal already.
Yeah.
He-Man's metal.
Yeah, it's already metal. Yeah, that's right. And then I don't know. And then as soon as I heard Metallica, Megadeth, Overkill, Testament, Slayer, all that stuff first, it's I started not playing with toys anymore. I wanted to play guitar and drums, and that's how it started. Like I think like 88, the year 88 was my fucking year. It's like South of Heaven, Slayer, and So Far So Good So What by Megadeth, and Justice for All, Metallica. Man, a lot of great year. Overkill, Under the Influence.
Can't believe you were like witnessing that shit as it happened. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
you're
too
right.
young for that.
yeah.
You're right.
I'm really glad sometimes that I remember my dad was like, okay, this stuff is great, but no death metal yet. It's like you're too young for that. It's like you can't listen to death metal. And it's like, so I really started with, I guess the first band was Iron Maiden, just like that, and then the next step was all these thrash bands, and that was just like a
Yeah.
and then the next
Yeah.
thing after that is Death Human and Obituary Cause of Death, all that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like 1990 or something, or 1991. What happened then, and then the next thing was Cannibal Corpse, I guess, and Sappho and all that. But yeah, that's
How old were you when you first heard Maiden?
the what?
How-
Maiden?
Yeah, how old?
Yeah, probably. I mean, my brother listened to that stuff first, and then he became a punk guy. So it's like he had all these Maiden records, and I was like I like the images, the horror stuff, Eddie
course.
and stuff with the axe and everything.
Killers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Killers. And
Maiden's crazy,
hell yeah.
dude.
yeah. So
He was like, "Here, little brother, I'm moving on to punk. This is yours now."
yeah, exactly. That's how it started.
That's cool. I wish I had an older brother like that who listened to brutal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was your brother and your dad that showed you death metal, correct? Or did you find death metal?
No, I found everything after Maiden or Megadeth. I found by myself.
Damn.
It was just you read the magazines, back then, Metal Hammer and Rock Hard and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you just read about band. I don't know, Forbidden or and Sodom. I didn't know. Is that death metal? Can I listen to that? I was like, or Sepultura, like these bands that start to become more like raw voice and stuff. And then, I don't know, just you start finding what you like. And then I lived in a really small town. They never really had the underground stuff. Like I got cassette tapes back then. But I don't know. It was all that kind of stuff they had. They had Sodom and Voivod and Creator and Slayer. All the stuff that is not too underground, where you can, and then you buy a cassette or two, and I like this. I don't like this so much. That's how you get it. How you got it back then, I guess.
So when you see Sodom and there's Cannibal Corpse, like did you go first straight into drums? Like, okay, like did you get a taste like I want to be a drummer?
That was basically at the same time because we had a room where there was a drum set, there was
sick
guitar,
dang,
even bass, even a keyboard. It was like a little studio room, and I just started playing.
So the only thing you never wanted to play is bass, is what you're saying.
I like playing bass with my students.
Okay,
it's like cool. You got a guitar player that you have to teach a song. You got a drummer, and then you're gonna play the bass.
Somebody will have to play the bass.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm just messing.
I actually love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this crazy music came from. Okay, I'm just gonna put jazz and death metal, and then put a slam and fucking 316 where I don't want a crazy time. Like where, like I guess you just heard Cannibal. You got you have a little studio that you're jamming in, and then eventually you just kind of kept hearing bands, and you just probably started doing what's a blast beat.
Yeah, I mean Cannibal Corpse by itself is already pretty abstruse music, like. The Barnes years for me, they've had some really weird ideas, and it was already kind of out there,
Yeah.
So I think
it's true.
The kind of death metal that we listen to is already pretty weird, has
like
odd time.
Dead and dead and dead and dead and dead. There's a 5 right there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
For example,
stuff like that. Yeah. No, Corpse did it for sure.
Yeah. But then you just gotta listen to the Human album, then you already find the jazzy kind of influences,
But let's not forget, when I joined Defeated Sanity, I was introduced to something that I didn't really know before, which is that whole fusion stuff. That like jazz rock is what Wolfgang called it, like Mahavishnu and that Weather Report, and it was playing up and down in the cassette player of the van that we traveled with back in the day.
Yeah, right.
So I was really young and I wasn't really that exposed to jazz up until then. So to me that was like holy shit. Like I had that moment like you had, was like I don't know what's going on musically here. Like I have to like deep dive and pull it apart and understand. What kind of time signature is even being played here. So to you guys, that was already like completely normal and internalized. That was just this whole other wing of music that was always around, I feel like, in Defeated Sanity that mostly Wolfgang, I guess, brought in. And,
of course, yeah.
So that had nothing to do with metal. It was still like, it was always in the air. I feel like Wolfgang was putting it on and you were listening to it. And then I started listening to it. And that also existed. Yeah,
I guess what you can say is, we talked about this in the car. It's really about music. You got to write music. It's like, I don't know, what do you listen to when you listen to a song by the Beatles, It's like, it's always a hook, It's maybe even lyrics. You know, even for death metal, I think it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same concept. You gotta write something that people want to hear again and again and again and again. You know, it's like it's got to be addictive. You know.
Yeah, it has to stick so that you can't get out of your head, and then you got to listen to it again because you still have it in your head. That kind of moment, you know.
Yes. So it's like you it sounds like you write like your own version of a hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's so many, there's infinite styles of hooks.
Yeah.
A hook to my band is different to a hook to your band.
Yeah.
Hook can be anything. It can be a drum line.
Yeah,
it can be a vocal line, you know, it can be a riff. Like, all these things can be a hook, really. It's interesting. And death metal is really not that clearly defined. But yeah, I think we are trying to, what you're trying to say is, we're trying to not just, you know, put some riffs together and, you know, like, oh, I like this style, I like this style. And like some people who just kind of, you know, melt these, you know, things together that they like. We're still, for us, there's like a roadmap to each song, you know, like you always have that like A, B, A, C, A, D.
Yeah, there's
always that structure
there's an
underlying
actual
structure.
verse, and sometimes there's even a chorus
Yeah,
and stuff.
we have verses in our songs and choruses.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, for me, like back then, like with death or like a lot of these bands even still wrote chorus in the lyrics.
Oh, Death 100%
you know?
did, yeah.
Yeah, and death surely has choruses.
Yes.
And for me, death sometimes it's like verse, pre-chorus, chorus.
There's like pop song structure.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sometimes it's really still intact, and I feel for us verses still remain, and sometimes there's even a chorus. You know,
Which can be a riff. Doesn't even have to be a lyric necessarily.
yeah, it's a. You write the riff, and then I mean, if you want it to be a chorus, then it's definitely gonna be vocals on top of it.
Yeah.
So you decide
It's
that.
funny, we call it that, like, for example, in Propelled.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to mind after
that's a
the last
chorus.
album. That's like a proper chorus that we have in there. And a pre-chorus, too.
Yeah, I mean,
The riff, when the riff comes in, it's the same riff, but then the vocals come in, and that's like the real chorus.
yeah. I don't know what the pre-chorus would be for that one, but
and then come the vocal line, you know.
yeah.
A little bridge, I guess.
and then I just come in and it's like,
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's for me, some of that stuff definitely is intact, and also, of course, classical structure is in there still. You know, like, or maybe unsuspectedly for a few people, but yeah, a lot of classical composition is involved in the whole songwriting thing too.
I definitely hear that. I mean, are you classically trained, or did you take lessons when you were a kid? Did you like read music, or what's?
That's actually something we have in common this
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Actually, we both started with classical guitar.
There it is.
Yeah. So and I actually went on to do a university just for the classical guitar thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Professor right here.
Holy shit.
No, the real professor is Vaughn.
Vaughn.
He's
He's a jazz professor.
a jazz guy in the band. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it all comes together, kind of. Classical, jazz, metal,
Slams.
hardcore. Yeah, slams.
Damn. So you pretty much know how to read music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
even
is
though we
so
don't
cool.
write it down that way, funny enough.
Yeah.
Like we use tabs in Defeat of Sanity. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's easiest.
Yeah.
To like learn like the riff. Hey, just put this in the tab and like, okay, this is like the riff.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have ever had a riff, like a new one, and then like you couldn't put it in the tab?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Sometimes we try a long time until we find a way to somehow make it resemble, the idea.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that imposed thing.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like
Right.
four
Four over.
I don't know what.
Oh god.
It's like a,
that's one of those.
In the end, it's like a audio illusion or something where it really can't work.
But it also is because the note before gets kind of cut off.
Yeah, you're doing something that's not really accurate.
Yeah, it's that. Sometimes there's a little bit of freedom, I guess, involved. Like,
yeah,
that's where the jazz comes in.
Yeah, but yeah,
it's obviously like it's very progressive. I did hear like some classical and inspiration in your music, and this definitely explains it. But there's something about it where it's obviously very extreme, but it just flows in a certain way where I'm just curious. I'm like, did these guys write in a room together? Is it like there's just something like flowing about it where just it doesn't sound like the way it should sound, meaning it shouldn't flow that well. And so it's, does that make any sense?
Yeah, I guess so, because it can sound just very atonal and very almost random sounding.
You guys should sound like, but it's like there's like this weird, I can't explain it.
I think personally it has a lot to do with the way we approach. Like most bands record with a click, and there's no question about it. They'll record with a click always. We only did that on the last album ever. And before that, everything was without a click. However,
sick.
even on Sanguinary Impetus, the click is so like we programmed it, and it like changes tempo all the time. It like increases like accelerando, and like tempo changes, and it's so it's almost like as if there's no click, but it still helped a little bit. So that's, I feel like, maybe something that makes us stand out a little bit, that we're trying to make it sound organic. We've to this day, when we record, we always record the drums and the bass together as well, to have that little bit of interplay of like being able to slow each other down a bit, or wait a little bit longer in the break, or just tiny little musical moments that are not really possible if you overdub everything and play to a click.
Yeah. So if you're recording, like, you two are jamming together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
The last time was the most overdubbed album we've ever done, I would say. Sanguinary. Which was necessary because simply of the physical distance that we now have with me living over here. So that has changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. But before that, like Passages particularly, and Psalms, and I mean even Chapters, definitely drums and bass was always together, and then Psalms and Passages, even guitar was also recorded at the same time. Drums, bass, guitar.
Really?
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, like Psalms, that was basically...
Even both guitars on Psalms were played together, because Wolfgang and Christian.
We had like a little booth for the one guitar.
We had a booth for one guitar amp. We were all standing in the same room, but one guitar amp was in the booth. The other one was behind a movable acoustic wall divider in the room, and the bass amp was in the other booth. The bass amp wasn't a vocal booth. Yeah. I don't know. No, you know what? The bass amp wasn't a vocal booth. The guitars were both in the live room with dividers to shield the drum mics from the guitar. So the only thing that was missing was the vocal, which was completely overdubbed. Mm-hmm. But all the instruments on that record, on Psalms of the Moribund, were recorded live.
Yeah, it's a live recording. Yeah. And then we fixed some mistakes after.
Yeah, we patched up a few things, but for the most part, it was live.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm finding out. It's because you cannot flow that way unless there's something else in your band. It's like,
and we still try to do that. Like, even though the last album was recorded on a click, the click was, like I said, was very fluid.
Yes.
And also, we would not play with it live. We would always play completely free live without the click. So just to be able to have that interaction and that organic feeling to it.
Just out of curiosity and in hindsight, because you always like record a record and then you look back and I wish you did that different. Which just out of curiosity, do you wish you didn't have the click?
For the last album?
Yes.
I found it very useful, actually.
No, I think
Yeah.
it was good how we did it. But yeah, there's always things you want to change.
Many other things, especially this guy is never happy.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
And there's hunger there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you're always like,
And even when you think you're happy, or when he thinks he's happy, later on he won't be happy. But the funny thing is that when you always dislike the newest album the most, and then
the newest album's always the
and then
enemy.
you come around, like say when Psalms came out, you hated it. But then when Chapters came out, you hated Chapters, but then you like Psalms.
Yeah,
and
I
when
think that's how
Passages
it is.
came out, all of a sudden you liked Chapters, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, a little bit. It goes like that.
it's that weird mental thing. Like, it sucks that your brain's like that, but that's which explains why you guys are still here. It's just that thing that keeps you going.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, even though you might hate or you might don't like the record or whatever have you, but like, that's what kind of keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
And I'm more on the technical side. I'm the one who's always unhappy with the way certain things sound. Like, I wish that bass would have sounded like this, or I wish you would have
course.
done that differently, because I'm also a sound engineer. So there's that level that I
yeah.
can never be 100% happy. Actually, the last album was the first one I'm like almost 100% happy with, but there's always, that could have been better, that could have sounded better, and
Yeah.
can't fix it. I mean, some bands re-record their stuff. I don't think it's really smart to do that, because just put the energy into something new.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to fix the past,
That's true.
But yeah, anyway, sometimes I wish we could go back and fix the past, but then again, we probably won't.
Or make a best of album.
Oh yeah,
Record a best of.
record like
album.
yeah. Okay, maybe. Good idea here.
You're always like, I wish I could re-record that, but like you're recording like a moment in time, like where you were in
Yeah.
your life. Who knows what you're going through, and it's just hard. It's impossible just to recreate that.
Yeah.
I feel exactly.
it's-
Every time we had to redo a song,
It always ended up worse.
Yeah,
even the demos were often
Yeah.
better than the album.
Yeah,
it's
just-
so crazy.
fuck.
yeah, it's just you can't get that enthusiasm back for the song because I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I think re-recording stuff is probably impossible. I don't know, to make it sound better than it did
Yeah.
when you were like, oh yeah, this is these riffs, and it's like everything's fresh, and you want to hit it.
I know. Yeah, it's just like there's something about it.
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
it's that magic sauce in your
Yes.
records. Like, what is it? I don't know, but it's something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you got it all exactly figured out, sometimes it takes away from the magic, like, because
Funny.
now it's too perfect. Now you're actually able to play it perfectly. We're never, when we go into the studio, and that's probably not a good thing, but it's just the way I've observed it. We are never able to play our own songs as good as we will a year later. Like, after touring on that
Yeah,
shit,
live.
a year later, I'm like, now this shit is easy. In the studio, it felt like,
It felt so hard, huh?
It felt hard,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
also that struggle, I guess, also made the character of the song, and
Yes.
it's just a print in time, and that's cool.
It is.
People want to see the updated version, they'll see it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
you're constantly updating your song because you're already playing live. It's fucking new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
I gotta say, I was listening to the cover / tribute to Deeds of Flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Really
shit.
cool. Yeah, Hunting Humans. What
Yeah.
a fucking song title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was off of Trading Pieces. What a legendary record, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed a lot, yeah. That and Disgorge.
Yeah.
The Cali style, really.
Yeah, it's funny how you guys are so into like the Cali death metal scene.
Right?
It's like
Yeah.
Deeds of Flesh,
Deeply connected.
Disgorge, and bands like us go to like your side of the world. It's all about UK, European death metal, but you're looking over here
Yeah.
what we are. It's so funny how humans do that.
It's funny,
They're always
yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking like
Yeah, it's funny actually. It went to the point like, I don't know. I've been listening to this stuff for a long time now, and now I like recently I went back to some of the German bands, and I was like, man, this, like, for example, this band Atrocity.
atrocity.
Yeah, a German band, and I did like them back then already, but the first two albums,
Which album do you prefer, just for the record?
Todessehnsucht.
I thought you were gonna say the other one. Interesting.
No,
I
no,
also
no.
prefer Todessehnsucht.
Yeah,
Okay.
the second one. So that band is like, I think they're on par with all the tech death bands.
Longing for Death, by the way, because
Here in the
nobody knows
States.
it as Todessehnsucht.
Yeah. Here in the States, they call it Longing for Death.
Nice.
That one.
Yeah,
That's good, huh?
So that album, I've always loved it, but I thought, well, it's pretty good for being a German band. But when you think about it, that band, especially maybe with the first album that came before this, Hallucinations, I feel they were maybe one of maybe with Atheist, the first that actually played tech death. And it's like, back then you thought, well, they're from Germany, they can't be that good. And it's like, no, like now I go back and it's like 30 years later
It's a
or
very
something.
German thing to think that
It
way.
is,
by the
yeah.
way.
And
Is it?
Yeah.
Germans have to hate.
Oh yeah. To this day,
Yeah.
I feel like people think that about us in Germany too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a mentality thing. Like if it comes from your own country, it hasn't gone very far. It can't be that good.
Yeah. But I mean,
Really?
just look at that the cover, man.
What is that?
That's a
That's a
Giger.
Giger,
That's
yeah.
original Giger.
H.R. Giger.
So the vocalist went like, I don't know, he spent like all day on the phone trying to get H.R. Giger's number or whatever, and then he drove there and like, can you please draw us a fucking
Whoa.
cover? And he actually did it. And
We saw it in the museum, remember?
Yeah.
We went to the Giger Museum in Switzerland, and it was like on the wall right there. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Death metal history.
fuck yeah. So it's like how that looks, the music sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It looks like drugs.
yes,
Yeah.
it is about
Psychedelic,
drugs.
yeah.
The whole
Oh,
album is
really?
about drugs.
Oh, okay.
So
You're a legend, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know I kind of go back and go like, man, there's a few other examples of for me, Disharmonic Orchestra is another like German, like they're from Austria,
Austrian, right,
but
yeah.
it's kind of the same.
Don't tell them that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It's like there has been great stuff coming out of Germany and
You guys.
Europe. Oh yeah, thank
Say
you.
it. Say it. I could be from California and say it. You know.
Yeah, you
know?
can say it. Yeah, just like it goes both ways.
Yeah,
That's cool. You guys come a long way, man. It's so weird that if you're from Germany, like you won't get like you can't play like a home show.
Well,
you know?
we can, but it's like it's so weird that I mean we're on an American label and we've been for a long time, and we've played way more in the States than we've played in Europe. And
Yeah.
not by choice, but simply because there's just way more demand here for the type of music we play. And I don't know how much it really has to do with us being German, but just the type of music that Cali style, you know, that
Yes.
you know, brutal style and the technical stuff. I feel like it's just way more appreciated here, whereas in Germany, well, it's. I don't know, maybe it changed with like bands like Necrophagist, but before that it was definitely more about the, you know, streamlined, like the Swedish death metal rather than the American death metal, more like straightforward. You know, I don't know. There's something like, I don't want to say we go over people's heads and over there, but people like to have something to be like stomp along, dance along, that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
more
a little
so,
bit.
a little bit more so than here, where I feel like there's more of the connoisseur type that will maybe stand in the back and like, you know, study what we're doing, just, you know, with their eyes. And there's people who are going absolutely crazy in the pit, of course, and that's also a very American thing. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's always been harder for us in Germany. That's what I can say for sure. For whatever reason it may be, it's been harder for us to get.
Yeah.
Cover some ground there.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. It's but I mean, yeah, it's how I thought back then. You know, oh, it's from America. Oh, this band is from America. Oh, I gotta check it out. And
There
it's
you go.
like, you know, that's what it is. And you say for you guys it's a little bit the opposite way.
I've heard that too. That a lot, like, okay, good example actually. And I just talked about that with Liz. Actually, it was funny. Bands like Creator.
Yeah.
It seems like they're so much bigger here than in Germany. I don't know why, but people mention Creator here way more than in Germany. In Germany, we mention Slayer and Overkill and the American bands.
Rightfully so.
Right? I agree. But anyway, people love Creator here. There was another example, not just Creator. There was another one from Germany that was like really popular in the States and not all that popular in Germany.
Yeah.
Who was that again? Halloween, maybe?
Halloween?
They're huge here too. Blind Guardian. Blind Guardian is one of those bands. They're like huge in the States for some reason.
Are they?
Yeah.
Blind Guardian.
Yeah, people listen to them.
I honestly never heard them.
Yeah.
Not quite our generation, but yeah, they used to be really big.
Man, shit is changing.
Mm.
Blind Guardian, dude. Holy shit. It's funny because I'm like, man, I didn't know that metal was getting so big here. You know, it's because you're here, you think the opposite. Oh, I mean, Defeated Sanity, they're fucking massive in Germany and Europe, dude. But
We wish.
turns.
We wish.
I don't know.
turned out to
We gotta test it out too.
Metal?
Like we gotta play in Europe again.
The thing is, metal is big in Europe. It's just not the type of metal that we play. Metal is huge in Europe. Like if you're playing Sabaton or something,
Yeah.
you're filling
it's that
stadiums,
stuff.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess we're fucking brutal here.
Yes,
Yes.
you guys are.
Yes.
That's why we keep coming back.
Man, California's fucking sick, dude. Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, you have Deeds of Flesh, you know. I mean, rest in peace, Eric, man. I mean, you have
Fuck yeah.
RIP.
Unique Leader. I mean, they did so much for like the underground death metal scene.
Yeah.
They took all the sickest bands and put it under one label.
Yeah.
Like that was that's
Unique
insane.
Leader was huge for all of us.
It was crazy. It was just that name you can trust. Like if
Yeah.
it came out on Unique Leader, you can buy it. Like you didn't even have to, think twice.
Yeah, for a certain.
For a certain period of time, there was a quality seal, Unique Leader.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. Yeah, Mortal Decay, Forensic.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Deeds of Flesh.
First Decor of Birth,
Paemia.
Piamia, all that stuff.
What was Disavowed?
Disavowed, of course. Yeah.
Disavowed. Oh, that's a fucking sick band.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That logo has become so iconic too.
Yeah.
Unique Leader Records, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What
Oh,
if
yeah.
you think about what Eric did? What a gangster move. Okay, we're gonna start our own label.
Yeah.
And we're putting all the most brutal shit under one label and fuck everybody else. That's so sick.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about who's done that since.
The what? Yeah.
Who's done that since?
I think
Oh.
people tried. I think people really went after that concept a little bit.
Yeah.
But
New Standard Elite.
yeah, I
It's
guess.
one of those that try to, I mean,
Yeah.
it's more underground, but not really, I guess, because the stuff was underground back then.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't really say that. Just didn't feel that way because it felt so huge to us,
Yeah.
It was still fairly underground, everything, all
Nah.
that stuff.
Is death metal still underground?
It depends. I mean, really, how do you define it? It's not
do
on
you
the
define
radio,
it?
It's
How
like
do
the
you-
average person on the street doesn't know what death metal is.
Yes.
So I guess you could say it's still underground.
Yeah. On the at the airport, if you don't see,
Yeah.
at the airport, you might see someone with a Korn T-shirt or
Maybe.
with a
Like a ghost or something.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Rammstein.
Yeah, but like everything that us do, or like I guess even Black Dahlia Murder or something, like when I see that, that's already
Still-
you gotta know.
The
You
average
gotta know.
person doesn't know that stuff.
Exactly, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
That's all still underground, I would say.
I'd say too. Yeah,
But what we do is, I don't know. It's
ultra underground.
yeah,
It's like we had a show here in LA, like it was right before Christmas, like a few weeks ago, and Amon Amarth headlined the forum.
Oh, sick.
That's like it's like a worldwide legendary venue, like at the forum here. It was like Amon Amarth, then Carcass, Obituary, and then Cattle Decap opened.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't imagine Cattle Decap in an arena.
Yeah.
Like, even like a few years
How
ago.
did that sound?
I didn't go.
Oh, okay. I wonder.
But I saw like the lineup and the venues. I'm like, they're playing the fucking forum.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's actually getting bigger from your
Amon
experience?
Amarth
Yes.
is huge.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the capacity. Jerry, what is the capacity at the LA Forum? I want to say like at least 15,000. I want to say that show probably drew at least 10,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I mean,
Let's see. LA
18,000.
Forum, 18,000 for musical concerts.
wow.
So imagine a Monomarth and Cattle Decap playing there. There it
Yeah.
is. You have pictures of that shit.
So in my opinion, though,
That's right. That's right by the airport.
Oh wow,
Okay.
I've never been inside. In my opinion, concert venues this large are not really suited acoustically for death metal. That's the problem.
Maybe for Amon Amarth.
For Amon Amarth, maybe, but not for Cattle
Cattle
Decapitation. Not for
Decapitation
us.
is gonna be.
Because there's just too much going on and there's too much reverberation and it washes out all the intricacies, all the details.
Yes.
So anytime we played in a venue that was even remotely not this big, but you know,
Remember
like
Indonesia?
Indonesia is one of those that other time in Indonesia was that like 10-second reverb on the snare just because of how big it was,
Natural reverb.
and it's not
That sounds so
not
good.
really suited for what we do. So it's just a small, more intimate venues just work way better with our music. But yeah, here it is.
Obituary
Okay.
at the fucking Forum, dude. That's so insane.
You know what? Obituary might sound really good in a place like that,
Yeah,
though,
because
they
they're
have
heavy.
that.
Heavy
They're heavy. There's room to breathe.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think about like if maybe they have updated PA systems that can maybe handle like the intricacies of death metal?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
more
like the right-
directed.
Yeah, maybe like the right sound
Yeah.
guy or woman be behind
It's
that.
possible. Open air, especially, will sound much better because when you're inside, shit bounces off the walls, and
Yeah.
even with like the most modern, focused line array speakers,
Yeah.
there's still more of that washing out reverberation versus outdoors where you don't have those borders that shoot the sound back into the audience.
Yeah.
And so outdoors, I feel like you can have like a huge place, and it will still sound fairly direct and precise.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like I was just thinking about, like, I've been to a jazz gig. It's this guy Gregory Porter. He's like a soul vocalist, but he kind of has a jazz band. And I saw them in the Philharmonic in Berlin, and I feel even that, like even jazz, for a big hall like that, it just
It's not the right
doesn't
environment.
quite work.
Yeah.
So it was like it was kind of then where I thought small clubs, if the music is really like intricate and kind of subtle, it's halls too big, I think, are not ideal for that, or maybe it's kind of impossible.
That's why there's a genre called stadium rock. Music that is written to be played in stadiums. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Defeat Sanity, Suicide Silence,
Not so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stadium Blast.
Stadium
Yeah.
Blast.
Oh, dude, it's
I
fucking
mean,
coming right up.
New
dude.
genre created.
Holy
right there.
shit.
Trademark.
Arena Blast.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I would actually agree with the guys like a few years ago. But you see like bands like Behemoth playing inside. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I wonder like there has to be some like technology going up as well, you know.
Yeah. No, it definitely has. It definitely has, for sure.
So you guys are playing a big ass fucking outside show there.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Oh.
Obscene Extreme.
Obscene Extreme, yeah. What a fun festival.
Who else played that?
That year, I don't even know.
It's a lot
Who
of
was
fucking
playing
people
that
there.
year? I remember the first time we played was Dismember headlining.
No, it's not that one.
No, it's that's the other time.
It's that behind the stage is that bolt thrower guy. I think it's that band Memoriam. They're playing after, and I don't know which were the big bands there.
Josh looks young.
Dude, Josh
Wow.
is such a death metal singer. He's a perfect death metal singer.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
He's like perfect for that sound, man.
Yes.
Vibe.
Yeah, Vaughn just said like it's like there's a switch, you know, like when he's on stage, it's so vicious. Like I can't. Sometimes I want to tell him something behind the drum, and he's like, He's like,
Without his glasses.
without his glasses, he doesn't even recognize.
What do you want? No, I say what I want to say.
Anyways, and it's like,
Yes.
and it's like just ultra brutal and just like totally into the music. But
Yes.
yeah, then you see him like especially him and I in a combination. It's you wouldn't take me seriously anymore if you saw us. Like it was like the goofiest fucking couple of guys you can imagine. You know?
A lot of death metal bands tend to be like the nicest guys. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Cool as hangs, cool as chill.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta be definitely. You gotta be a nerd. You know,
Yeah.
it's just to play that kind of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then on stage you gotta just look brutal and
Yeah.
you know, walk the fine line.
I think that there's something about playing the music that we played. It's like it just makes you more chill. I'm sure
Maybe that's what it is.
I think
yeah.
so too.
During that moment, you're like fucking possessed.
Yeah,
But
possessed exactly.
But like outside of that, it's just I think it calms you.
It's a pressure valve.
100%.
Pressure release.
Yeah.
I think it's cathartic, probably.
Without knowing, you just leave it on the stage, and then you're around your like your homies.
Yeah.
It's just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something. I think there's actually studies about that. How
Look
metal
at that picture
music.
of Corpsegrinder. That is death metal,
Perfect,
dude.
right there.
That is death metal at its finest.
This is Corpsegrinder.
That's Corpsegrinder, man. What a handsome man.
Yes.
Shopping at Walmart and Target.
That is amazing.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
I mean-
awesome. Very admirable.
And I think we also have.
And
this
there he
comment.
is on stage.
Dude is fucking killing it, dude.
Still gotta meet that guy.
You met George yet?
Never.
Dude,
Nope.
Nope.
great
He's
guy.
very
man.
approachable, actually.
He is.
Yeah.
That dude, very similar to you guys, man. Loves death metal.
Mm-hmm. That neck, though. That neck.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that neck, dude.
Yeah.
Keep.
I'm trying to fucking do windmills, man.
Well, yeah, you're trying. It's-
I'm trying,
Holy
dude.
shit.
You know what? And that guy, what's also the best part about George is his character. He will stick by you, man.
Yeah.
We had a moment in our career where people were talking a lot of shit on us, and he stuck by us, man, and said shit publicly about us, and it's very rare. you
Yeah,
know, to have someone
that's
that will
awesome.
like just, you know, put
Straight up guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
straight up dude, put their neck out there for you, regardless if it's popular
No pun
or not.
intended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boom. That was sick. I wish it was on purpose. I'm not that smart. It just came out.
That's still good.
Oh man. Well, you guys got to get back to the airport.
Yeah, we got
Holy
one more of my children to collect.
Children.
Children of the damned. Before we can brutalize each other tonight.
Yeah, especially me. I've been sick. We played Iceland.
Whoa, how was that?
Was sick. It was
In
sick.
the midst of a winter
Yeah, it was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Literally, the roads to the airport have been snowed in, so we all had to stay there for 2 more days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy.
And I don't know. After that, like when I got to the airport, I got just horrendously sick at the airport, and I don't know. It was like 5 days of absolute misery, and I feel like I'm still recovering a little bit, and I didn't touch my drum set up until later this.
You can touch it tonight.
Yes,
Oh.
we gotta.
Appropriately.
Yes,
That's so inappropriate.
rather
Oh,
inappropriate.
badass.
Yeah, we,
let's see how that goes, man.
Yeah, I mean, I played a little bit, but I was sick too. We were all sick, so there was a bit of downtime over Christmas for sure, which, you know, is fine. Fortunately, we have not really, like, had to add any songs to the set
Yeah,
list
that's
from
good.
those last 3 shows, so yeah, it should still be, just needs a little bit of lube, a little oil,
Yeah.
and we'll be
Let's see.
ready to get back on the road.
Maybe we'll hear some good old popcorn kicks. At least today.
Today's the day for
Yeah,
that.
it'll take like one day to kind of brush it off, and then
Yeah.
the next time gets a little bit better. And
Right.
yeah, you got it.
I hope so. That's what we have laid out.
Yeah.
Today, one practice, and tomorrow practice, and then
Perfect.
And then chain reaction.
yes.
Boom.
Boom.
Sick. Well, I have to ask you guys, defeated Sanity, one question. I have one big question, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. It's like, who do you think is like the heaviest Steppenwolf band ever?
Wow. That's the heaviest. I mean, we're both from like the era of Devourment and stuff, which to
it
me
was in my head.
I mean, it's
Devourment.
just because they were the first to do it on that scale, on that like magnitude of heaviness that I probably have to go with them. Just because when I first heard 138, so I heard Baby Killer and Molesting, at the same time at the demo. I was like, that is just the nastiest, heaviest
fucking
shit
nasty.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And it makes you addicted to that kind of stuff, really.
What?
Devourment, dude. Holy shit. So
Yeah.
if you're, let's say you don't know who Devourment is, do you put on 138 first?
That's probably the best
Yes.
one to put on, yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
These guys are fucking heavy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game
but
changer.
Yeah.
What else could count like?
Oh, here we go.
Is this Baby Killer?
This is
Yeah.
Baby Killer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, but what other band could? I mean, obviously, before that, like back in the early '90s, it's got to be Suffocation, right?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Devourment is just the word heavy is what makes me think of Devourment. Suffocation is heavy as hell, but
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the funny thing. I listened to Suffo for the subtle riffs,
Yeah.
like the never ending.
Yeah.
That was my main selling point. But I mean, obviously they're fucking heavy,
yeah, no, there.
So
Certainly are.
with Suffolk, what record do people need to go into first?
That's always a very debatable.
Okay.
We both like Breeding the Spawn. However, it's not the
it
heaviest.
sounds like
it's
shit,
not the heaviest production.
yeah.
That's
so-
the album that really sounds really bad.
They're great live, though. Those songs are great
Yes,
live. Yeah.
I've had a
But yeah, I mean, Pierce
VHS.
from Within. Pierce from Within is the most well-rounded
Yeah,
record.
yeah, I'd say.
All things considered, Pierce from Within, I think, is the most legendary one.
I should rejam that record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you can't really go wrong with anything, especially pre-reunion.
That cover, Jesus.
Yeah,
sick
I know.
cover. I remember when I saw that first in the record store and was like,
it looked like train
I need
tracks. I
this.
always thought it looks like train tracks made from Spine, but I don't know what it's supposed to mean.
Dude, it's fucking Gateway to Hell right there, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit. It's kind of, I see a little bit of a inspiration from them to you guys with the artwork.
yeah,
There's like there's like this bean hanging and like look like it's being impaled.
yeah.
Pierce from within.
Pierce from Within,
Oh
I guess.
wow.
Yeah,
And trees in the in the sky.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how much
I don't
time
know.
I spent looking at that cover
that
as
cover
a kid.
though. That's my favorite cover, I think.
Oh yeah, that cover is sick too.
Just
yeah,
because
Human
that
waste?
demon,
Yeah.
and how
Oh,
the
yeah.
blood spells the letters of human waste.
That's
yeah,
tough,
dude.
Yeah.
That album, it sounds like bad, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So I always like you see that cave. I
Yeah.
always imagined that they recorded it back
in
there.
that cave.
course.
Yeah,
It's because even the guitars have like reverb. And I was like,
Yeah.
all flange.
yeah, I don't know.
It's great.
Yeah, definitely great.
Well, we got two bands to check out. If you haven't heard of Devourment or Suffolk, check out 138
Yep.
and Pierce from Within.
Yeah,
Those are two big ones right there.
big ones. What else? But what would even come like
I mean,
heaviest?
when it comes to just pure brutality, I'm surprised you didn't bring up Heinous Killings.
Heinous
Because
Killings.
that's like when it comes to pure brutality,
Yeah,
that's like
that's heavy.
one of those records that
Yeah,
that's
this
hard
album,
to top. Oh yeah, there we go.
Hung with Barbed Wire,
Heinous Killings.
and those are heavy vocals, like inhuman sounding.
It's drum
vocals.
computer, which normally
So
I'm not a
sick.
fan of.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's just so uber brutal. It's like it's kind of ridiculously brutal.
Yes.
if you will. It's like it kind of makes you laugh at how brutal it is.
let's
Especially the voice.
Let's play 10 seconds of this fucking Heinous Killings. First of all, great fucking band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful picture.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the intro takes a while.
Might want to skip a little. There we go. It's just ridiculous brutality.
Oh wow! And the cover seems to be a Latina woman with her throat slit with barbed wire.
Indigenous of some sort, maybe. I don't know. I've never thought about that actually.
I don't
know
think
if it was intentional. No, I don't think so.
When did this come out?
2005 maybe?
Hands Killings. Gonna put this in my arsenal bands to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when we talked about like fresh riffs, 4/4 riffs?
Yeah.
The whole album is full of insane riffs that I can't believe nobody thought of this before.
Oh, the best ones.
It's just like
oh, nice.
It's just like killer riffs all over the whole album.
So simple yet catchy.
Yes,
and fresh.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant with like.
Right,
that would be sick to think of.
I'm gonna find those guys. Well, that's a great high note to end in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where can people find you? Where can people find the band?
At Chain Reaction on Thursday.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. On Bandcamp, Spotify, whatever.
Facebook.
Instagram.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Everywhere where they serve death metal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're in California, Texas, or Arizona, Vegas, check them out. They're on tour literally right now as you're watching and listening to this. Well, to Beat Sanity, love you guys.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Guys. Thank you. Later.
Later.